I think we achieved the first one was trying to get off the bottom of the league, and that was a major factor in the last couple of games. We tried to get as many points as we can, and obviously we've got another difficult game on Saturday against Scunthorpe, and the players are in good spirits. We know it's going to be a very tough game, but it's a game that I think everybody at the club's looking forward to.
How far down the line are you now with implementing what you want, David, would you say?
Yeah, I think it's a case now that the players are starting to believe in themselves now. They're starting to believe in what I was trying to do over the past few months. Now we've got a full squad of players, and we've got players now that we can complement each other just now. I think the three in Lewis, O'Brien, Jack Payne and David Ball are really clicking as a three together. So these things, and Hopkin's come in, he's getting fit and he's getting stronger. He's missed a lot of the season, so these things with competition for places now, and I think that's really pushing everybody on together.
Does it not feel like a club in the bottom four anymore, even though we look at the table, they are? But
yeah, I think it's even though we're bottom of the league, I think we're still trying to do things properly. We're still trying to win games, and I didn't feel as if we were bottom of the league, as you said, but we are, and we're there for a reason, and we just need to make sure we push and we keep the players focused, and that's the major thing now, that we need to make sure that nobody gets carried away. We've only won one game, and it's going to be a very long task ahead to me.
David, do you pay any attention to Stuart McCall being involved this weekend? Does that come into your talking to the players in any way? No, not at all. I think everybody knows Stuart's a legend at Bradford. You know, you've got a great reception from the fans, you've got a great reception from myself. I know Stuart well, and he deserves every bit of credit he gets on Saturday. So these things are, when people come back to clubs and you've done well and you get an affiliation with them, then I think the fans will give him a great reception, and it's one that he'll deserve. When you arrived, there must have been so many things you needed to sort out. You're looking at your defence, you're looking, can you score goals, can you sort the midfield out? Have you gone past firefighting stage now? Do you feel that you've gone beyond that now? Yeah, I think firefighting is a word. Yeah, when you come in, you've got a lot of injuries, with a lot of players out injured. We needed to change a few things. We had to change things at the training ground, so there was a lot to do. But as I say, slowly we're getting there. But the main thing is, we're starting to pick up points, and that was the most important thing. But I say we did have a lot to try and sort out at the club, and we're getting there slowly but surely. But I knew it was going to be a process when I took the job on. How much help are you getting now ahead of January then, David, and what do you need? Yeah, I've always said I just need a few players that can complement what we have at the club. As I say, Julian's come in and he's been first class with me. We speak daily, and we're trying to get a list of players drawn up for January. And you know what it's like, sometimes you'll get them in, sometimes you won't. So we need to make sure we've got plenty of players that we can try and choose from, and players who want to come and play for Bradford City. You've talked about wingers quite publicly, that you needed something there, David, but in the defence, I know results have turned round, but they're still conceding goals. Is that an area as well, the central defence, that you're particularly keen to strengthen? Yeah, I think we're looking to strengthen in most areas. As I said, it's competition for places. Obviously with Anthony Connor and Nat Pearsall and Ryan McGowan's only really three we have, so we need another one, probably maybe two, to make sure we get through, which is going to be a very difficult period in December, January time. We need to make sure that we don't get any more injuries, and I'm looking forward to strengthening everywhere, but to strengthen and complement what we have already at the club. And basically, are you being told, you identify the players, David, you go and get who you need, and we'll try and do a deal? Is that how it's working? Yeah, it's the way I've always worked. So I always like to make sure that I'm in control of what's coming in and who's going out, because it's my job, and it's my job as a manager to make sure that we get the right people for Bradford. We try and get players who want to play for Bradford, and we try and get players who could maybe strengthen us in different departments, or maybe be loans in January. But going forward, then we're looking for players who want to be hungry, and maybe people who make a sellable market on them. How likely is it that Carl Henry and Jim O'Brien will still be here? Yeah, they've probably got 3-4 weeks left of the contracts, and it's something we'll look at in January. Also, Jim and Carol might have different ideas. We've already spoke to them, and these things now we just need to wait and see what happens in January with both of them, and we'll sit down once we've got a hectic schedule out the road in the next week or 10 days. And fine, with Lewis O'Brien doing so well, have you got any concerns about him or anybody else that might end up? I know they're meant to be here for the season, but things can change, can't they? Have you got any fears that you might lose some players in January? Yeah, I think you've always got fears when they're not your players, they're loan players. But if
Huddersfield or Rotherham or Middlesbrough decide to come back and take the players back, then it shows you've done a good job with them, because I think everyone's improved. They're getting fitter, they're getting stronger. They've been an integral part over the last probably month of where the results we've had, because of their energy. They want to listen, they want to be coached, and they're great professionals. So these things will take care of themselves in January, but I'm hoping that they'll be here for the end of the season.
Great, thanks David.
No problem, thank you.
You mentioned the fitness there, and we've just heard from Lewis that he said he feels now that the team can play for 90 minutes rather than feeling a bit leggy at 60 minutes. Would you say that is your biggest achievement so far, getting them fully fit?
Yeah, of course. It's something where my previous club at Livingston that I got, and if you get 18, 19 players who are physically fit, mentally fit, then the players who come to the forefront are usually the ones that want to do it. And as I say, young Lewis has been fantastic. He's got fitter. I think beginning of the season maybe only one or two could maybe last 90 minutes. Now we've got a team of 11, 14, 15 players that subs will come on who can add and hopefully make the game go again when we make changes. Whereas I thought at the beginning of the season when I was making changes to a team, and it's no disrespect, we're making a team weaker because of the players that we had out injured.
And when you look at the schedule you've got over the next couple of weeks, how much do you plan the recovery periods and everything between each game? Is that planned for the whole period or just match by match?
No, I think it's been planned meticulous over the next 10 days. We know how many games we're going to have. Also we've got Christmas to negotiate Christmas Day with the players, and I've decided to give them the Christmas Day off and let them spend it with their family. So these things are well worked out. We need to make sure where we are, and we need to make sure that the players know in plenty of time that this is the schedule we do have, and every player's got it at this moment.
And of course with the game on Saturday there's a chance win and you go above Scunthorpe, which it's important because you don't want last week to almost just be a false storm. No,
of course. As I said, the players have worked really hard this week. We've been on it with them. They've worked really hard. They know mentally and physically what we need to do. It's not just one game, two games. It's, as I said before, it needs to become a run of games where we're hard to beat, we're harder to play against, and I think we're getting that now. And as you say, fitness levels will dictate how we go about games, and I think you've seen over the last 3-4 weeks that we can go for 90 minutes now, and we're starting to score some goals.
Cheers. We're saying about obviously, you know, the good win last week and sort of the plaudits that have followed. I think I had a supporter asked me what were the odds of getting in the playoffs. Probably get 500 on Bet Victor at the moment. So I mean, you know, I think expectations. Have you sort of sensed the expectations of, I won't say raised, but I think everything be lifted by the, you know, by the fact that the team had come off the bottom and did it in such a good win? Yeah, I think it's always important. It doesn't matter if you win 1-0 or 2-0 or whatever, as long as you're picking up wins. I think it was important, the games that we have had at home against Oxford and obviously Walsall on Saturday, that fans have played a massive part in that. And I say expectations are always going to rise when you start to win games, because you get an expecting crowd and you've got fans who are desperate for the club to do well. But it's slowly getting better. I think we're starting to get to where we are, but we need to keep pushing. And these are things where I'll be relentless until May to make sure we're away from where we are in the league. Saying about everyone's got to be in it together. I mean, do you sort of sense that togetherness is building as weeks go on? Yeah, definitely. I think the players now, the 18 or 19 who's travelling with us now, are really they're getting a tight knit bond. Obviously, says maybe the last 2 games is the first time that I've managed to pick the same team twice, even though I changed the goalkeeper. But the outfield players, and I think they've all complemented each other. I think they're working hard. The players who are on the bench are all, I could even see when we scored our third goal, even the subs were over joined in it with the players celebrating that goal. So it'd be good to see that. Yeah, it's good to see that and all with the players. So there is a bond getting there, and I think that the players now know that their standards set. I think they know that there's competition for places now, and everybody wants to play on a Saturday.